All right, so how do we control how quickly or how deeply you breathe? But if you guys were listening in that first video, control of your ventilation sounds an awful lot like how we controlled blood pressure. So how we control the lungs sounds a lot to me like how we control the heart. Because in the last video, you were introduced the idea that you can breathe when you're asleep, but we saw that your heart beats when you're asleep. So there's a kind of this automatic control. Your ventilation, your breathing rate goes faster when you're exercising, just like your heart rate does. It slows down when you're chilling, just like your heart rate does. So before we talk about how you control ventilation and your respiratory system, let's first quickly review how you control blood pressure and your heart. If you remember, your heart was controlled, the rhythm was controlled by this SA node shown here. And the SA node contained autorhythmic cells that fired action potentials automatically. And that's why our heart beats even though we don't think about it. So how can we translate this into us breathing without thinking about it? It turns out that our respiratory system is controlled by similar structures, but they're just located in a different part of the body. So shown here is a cross-section of your brainstem. You have the medulla, which is the same medulla oblongata that was the integrating center for blood pressure, if you guys remember that section. So this is basically your brain. But in your brain, you have these pockets of neurons that help control different things. And the first pocket of neurons is known as the Pre Botzinger complex, which is located right here. This Pre Botzinger complex is located in a larger pocket of neurons known as the ventral respiratory group. But this little subsection of the ventral respiratory group, the Pre Botzinger complex, is basically like your SA node. So when you think of the SA node for the heart, think of Pre Botzinger complex for the respiratory system. This is the reason you can breathe when you're asleep, because it just automatically fires action potentials. And here's basically how you breathe or initiate breathing. This Pre Botzinger complex and its neurons spontaneously initiate action potentials, just like your SA node. They're connected to this other pocket of neurons known as the dorsal respiratory group, or DRG, that activates these neurons. And then these are the neurons that send a signal directly to your inspiratory muscles, so your diaphragm, your intercostal muscles, for example, and telling them to contract so you can breathe in. So basically the sequence is Pre Botzinger complex, DRG then gets activated, inspiratory muscles contract.